However, watch the back door cut. Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell are off to the races early. They are perfectly in sync, though the rivalry between AT and DB is also heating up. Meanwhile, three-point shooter in the league, she sinks all 3 free throws. It might as well have been right down the middle and score immediately, if she doesn't just hit a 3 of her own. Kelsey Mitchell uses a stop-and-pop move in transition. She is really piling on the points. Then, Caitlin Clark is still feeling it, hitting another 3. Back-to-back shots. That forces a timeout. Tibbetts is getting his team to the sidelines, but they are also succeeding in transition. That was great positioning and exactly the kind of hustle you want to see. Although, protect your back, girl, look out for yourself. She finds Monique Billings under the basket. The pass placement is perfect, and the timing is even better as she catches Kelsey Mitchell cutting toward the lane. Sophie Cunningham, welcome back to the game. She hits her first 3 and is feeling it. Feed her the ball more. Lexi Hull gets flattened by Mee Talon, and Caitlin Clark converts the transition points on the other end. That feels pretty good. And now, Caitlin's way. Oh, she is going to hit a 3. The Mercury are sinking shots from long range, but you cannot stop Clark's energy. She gets an and one opportunity. Her step-through layup at the end of the first quarter makes it a close game, but the Fever lead by 6 to start the second. The defense comes through with a shot clock violation. Aaliyah Boston goes to work against Dana Bonner for some easy points. She might have earned the and one, but the referees aren't showing any favors today. Copper hits that 3 all day if you sit behind the screen. AB draws a foul on DB and heads to the free throw line. But now, Caitlin Clark weaves through the defense to find MHA for a strong bucket inside. Then, Caitlin Clark pulls up from deep. She gets fouled again. They review the play, but back. However, Dana Bonner follows it up with an airball, just as she often does. She seems like from the league. But Lexi Hull draws a crafty offensive foul on Alyssa Thomas. No, wait. Brashant steals the inbound pass. That was lazy and undisciplined. That results in points. I wish we could have that one back, but Caitlin Clark hits a deep 3 off a screen. That is a huge shot from her. Dana Bonner works inside. She uses a mid-air pump fake, but Caitlin Clark attempts a step back. The pass is denied. Hull is doing a little too much here and goes the other way to score in transition. The game is tied now, but Kelsey Mitchell drives to the lane way too fast. She slices through like butter, and Aaliyah Boston makes a brilliant move in traffic. That is a great move from her. Now, Kelsey, you are going to leave her open? Really? The Mercury drain a 3 and pulls slightly ahead. Alyssa Thomas gets blocked by MHA. Suspend her. And now, Mitchell gets a bit too wild in transition. But Allen uses some bully ball to get back inside and earn the and one. She flexes on them, and Alyssa Thomas gets an and one of her own. Suspend her from the WNBA. But Kelsey Mitchell's floater is too good. Way too good. And Suarez gets an and one back on the other end. The Fever are committing too many fouls. This is a terrible foul by MO while they are already in the penalty. So, they are going to get more free throws on top of that. The Mercury are staying in it, but Kelsey Mitchell connects with Misha Allen on a nice pass. However, Ty Young comes in and fouls on a 3-pointer. You might notice that Caitlin Clark is not on the bench. Well, that is because she has been roughed up all game. Now, she has a back injury and is out for the rest of the match. Suspend Alyssa Thomas. There is a wild attempt at a layup. The charge on Dwell. Bonner is a terrible call, suggesting she was in the charge circle. Let's look at it. Let's examine it. Oh, it appears that MHA is in a legal guarding position well outside the charge circle. Oh, Lasik. Get on that for Dana Bonner. Lexi Hull blocks the shot at the end of the third quarter. The Fever are up by 3. Lexi Hull starts the fourth with a 3 of her own. The Fever are trying to create some distance, but it is becoming difficult as they leave open lanes for Yai. Nicely done. Hull gets called for a foul even though she gets clubbed in the back of the head and knocked to the floor. Click Hopper steps over her. Oh yeah, obviously a foul on Lexi. Obviously a foul on Lexi. Investigate the referees. Kelsey Mitchell gets another foul. Now, Copper finishes a tough and 1. That is an impressive finish from her. Raven Johnson passes out to Alyssa Boston to shoot before the buzzer. She makes a 3, but they rule it a 2 on the floor. It gets reviewed and corrected to a 3, as it should be. Then, Brashant hits a 3, answering back and getting a steal all the way to the basket. The Fever are falling asleep at the wheel here. They are letting the Mercury stay in the game and allowing layup attempts like that, letting her reach her spots. MHA has a good drive to the basket and then hits another from the elbow. Someone needs to cover her. You won't have to do it next week when she is suspended. Kelsey Mitchell hits a 3. Let's go. Now, the ball goes out to Brashant, who is playing like an assassin in this game. Brashant is having the best three-point shooting game of her life. Raven Johnson, coming off a timeout, is in the wrong position. She cuts away, resulting in a turnover. Oh no! Spins, shoots, and makes a great basket on that possession. Now, the ball goes into Boston, who gets stripped. They go the other way. Alyssa Copper misses a shot. Finally, some good defense against her, and Lexi Hull cuts through. She finds Raven in the corner for a 3. The Fever make it, but it is called a 2 on the floor. Now they are down by 2. The foul trouble continues. Rebounds are happening, though. She misses both free throws. Now, of course, there is a flagrant one on Alyssa Boston as Click Hopper recklessly sells out on the play. Alyssa Boston is beside herself, trying to talk to the ref. She literally has a black eye from a similar incident. No flagrant was called then, but for her, it is a flagrant. Welcome to the WNBA. Investigate the referees right now. Fever. Defense tightens up. Kelsey Mitchell, though. Oh man, the threes are flowing. Raven Johnson cuts in. A beautiful pass to Alyssa Boston. Now they are within 1. Hallie is loving it from the stands. The Fever push the action, but Raven Johnson gets called for a foul away from the play. Now the Mercury get a little more breathing room along with this free drive to the basket. The Fever are trying to rally. Alyssa Boston gets fouled at the rim. She makes both free throws. Alyssa Thomas gets caught with a travel after some great defense by Raven. The rookie is stepping up. But now push-off. The lightest push-off imaginable. And they don't remove her. Even though she has 6 fouls, they don't eject her from the game. The refs are incompetent. But here comes Sophie Cunningham. A finger roll to the lane. Down by 2. The rebound goes to Raven, but the ball is lost. They cannot call for a reset timeout, and that is the ball game. What a shame. Suspend Alyssa Thomas, please. The play in question, that might have been falling or whatever, or was going for the ball or what have you. But I think this angle completely ruins the narrative because the other angle that we are going to show next. There is no explanation for this other than that it is intentional. This is intentional from a player that took Fever out last year. You can argue about whether it was a foul or not, but she uses her lower body to injure other players, and here she is doing it again. But this time it is more egregious because of this other angle. Again, here we go. Clark goes to the floor. Alyssa Thomas is kind of shielded here by the camera angle, but you can see her eyes locked on Clark. The ball is going out neck. Then, on top of this, she turns and looks away. Watch her feet as she gets up. Clark has to defend herself from Alyssa Thomas stepping over her. There is just no defense for this. There is no excuse. There is no room in the game for this. So yeah, this is a play that ultimately injured Caitlin Clark. It was the landing space foul that they also reviewed for a hostile act against her, but not for the Mercury. Nothing was reviewed. Nothing was done. We are just moving forward. Even after everything that happened last game, like the whole kerfuffle, the 5 technicals in one game, somehow the refs were this incompetent. They could not control the game and were letting the Mercury players injure Fever players. They were so inconsistent, we rebounded with them.